We're thinking about winning this game, So at the end of the day, it's not about what anybody thinks. It's about what the players do in the game and how they perform. So, the last two home games, we drew the game 2-2, both of them. When you score 2 goals at home, you should win the game. So we need to get back to being tough to play against defensively and using that as a starting point for the rest of the year. I'm confident we're going to find a goal or two, but we can't be conceding 2-3 goals a game. That's a team thing. We worked a lot this week just on our defensive shape and making sure we're compact, aggressive but compact, and not giving away silly goals. And if it takes 60 minutes, 70 minutes to score a goal, it should be a clean sheet. If we don't find a goal, it should be a clean sheet. So that's what we're focused on, this game. It doesn't mean we're going to sit in all game. That'd be the wrong thing to do. But we have to be better defensively.
And just from your work and training this week, I know you've talked a lot about mentality. Where do you feel like the mentality is right now among the players heading into this game?
Good. They know what they need to do. They agree with everything we talk about. That's key. So, when I say stuff, at the end of the match, they've already said it or already thought it, the same thing. So we're all on the same page. It's a good group. They're completely on board, 100%. They're not happy like me. But, it's important to not get, as I said early in the week, not to get so frustrated where, you can't think in a clear way to be able to perform. So we have to have the right mentality, the right passion. And, we should be ticked off. But the players aren't down. They're ready to make it right and ready to finish, strong. That's a key. We know where it's at. We're not naive. But we've got 5 games to go. Can we win all 5? That would be great, and that would probably put us in a situation where maybe we're in. Who knows? But if not, we're finishing strong and we're building for the future. And that's what I'm looking to see out of these guys.
It's kind of good for me, yeah.
All right, we have one question from Adam on Zoom.
Hi, Caleb. Yes, can you just talk a little bit about Nashville? You're playing them for the 3rd time this season. Just talk about Saturday's opponent.
Yeah, they've been a bit better recently. Obviously, they're in a transition as well with a new coach, new philosophy. I think we have a better sense kind of, what they're looking to do on both sides of the ball. They've made a few, tweaks since the last time we played them. We've definitely seen some things on film that are consistent. But also they adjust a lot, too, tactically. And, they tend to play a different shape in the attack than they do defensively. They change their structures quite a bit based on the opponent as well. So we have a good idea of what we think they're going to do based on what we've seen. But also we have to be ready to adapt because, they've definitely made in-game adjustments and they've made adjustments game to game based on the opponent. But they still have good players. I think they're a little more comfortable, obviously, with what's happening and what the coach is looking to do. But they're still very much in transition as well, kind of evolving, I think, based on what I think BJ wants to do long term and the personnel that he needs to execute that. But we're at home, and we got 2 home games left, and we want to leave the fans with hope, and we want them to feel good about the direction, even though obviously it's been a very difficult year. We all own that. We accept that. We're not happy about it, but we can't dwell on it, and we have to make it right, and we have to show the fans that even though it's been a tough season, we're on the right track, and that there's a lot to look forward to in the future, and that we're going to finish strong, and we're going to have all the right ingredients that I've talked about over the course of the year.
We do have a question from Frank. Frank, you're unmuted now.
Good. Hey, Caleb, can you talk about Brandon By and sort of what you expect from those outside backs?
Yeah, we want the outside backs, as I've said, to be box to box. It's very important that they're athletic, which he is. That they can basically play in every phase, every third of the field, both sides of the ball. In the back half phase, find passes. In the front half, overlap, get crosses in, final balls, create width. And then defensively, they need to be mobile, leave their line, be aggressive, press, shut down crosses, win 1v1s. When you look at Brandon, he has the tools to do all those things. He's still working back in, obviously, with the injuries he's had. It's been a little bit, with some guys coming back after long-term injuries. It's not easy, so he's still working back into form and fitness after a couple injuries. A big one obviously kept him out all year, and then obviously he had an ankle that kept him out 4 or 5 weeks. We like Brandon's mentality. He's a great pro, good guy, very athletic. But we want to continue to see, and I think for the whole team, what I'd like to see is us be better in the boxes. When I look back on most games, we're right there in every game. We're right there. You wouldn't say, typically in the first half or the first 20, 30 minutes that we're not in the game. You'd say every game we're right there. But then what happens is we get 3-4 chances, we don't score. And then the opponent gets a couple chances and then they score. So as simple as it is, we can't be a team that, is in every game and very good box to box and it looks like, we're right there and then all of a sudden we're down 1-0. So how do we correct that? We got to be better in the boxes, both boxes. And some of that's your 9, 10. Some of that on the other side of the ball is your center backs, your goalkeeper. The outside backs are a really key position for us because when you look at those boxes, they're the guy a lot of times that gets the final ball in. And they're the guy defensively that a lot of times stops the final ball. And I think there have been a lot of times this year, because obviously we started the year with some injuries in both those spots, and then we're playing, the two guys, and for various reasons, we've really not had the level in those positions that we've needed consistently on both sides of the ball, which has led to us not being as good in the boxes as we need to be. So the outside back is, it's kind of, you could say, a role position, but in our system, oftentimes it's the difference between winning and losing, what those guys do on both sides of the ball.
Frank, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I guess just one other thing on that was you talking about finishing a little bit. I guess your forwards have been kind of inconsistent, maybe streaky, but a lot of forwards are like that. How do you sort of explain that, trying to find the hot hand up front?
Yeah, the best forwards aren't as streaky, So I think, it's been a rhythm thing. Giacomo, it took some time for him to get into rhythm. Then he got into a great rhythm where he was producing goals, and then he was injured out for 5-6 weeks, and then he's lost his rhythm. In that time, Bobby kind of found a little bit of a rhythm and was scoring goals. But we all know where Bobby's at, in his career, and he can't play every game. So that's kind of where we're at in that spot. We were looking to improve in that spot in the summer. Didn't happen, but we'll definitely continue to look to improve in that spot in the off season. Like we will in every spot. But for me, we got to put those guys in good spots, and when they're in those good spots, they got to finish. You look at the Charlotte game. You look back. We should have been up 1-0. We had a great chance that we put over the goal, and those really have to be goals. We've had a lot of those this year. I'm not expecting a wonder goal all the time. I'm just, for me, it's the simple chances that we need to finish, like the Charlotte one, that first chance that Giacomo put over the goal. And he's capable of scoring that, but it's all mentality and confidence and rhythm.
Thank you. That's all the questions.
Okay, guys, take care. Yep.